What is up, Gamer Army? Welcome to another exciting episode of Psycho Gamer. I am your host, Aubrey, and today we are going to be talking about a bunch of new information that just came out from Arcade1up just last week. Some of it is still relevant, some of it has already come to pass and is gone. But we're going to still talk about these particular things. We're going to talk about the Street Fighter Dim Mock Edition. We're also going to talk about the Arcade1up beta test. So stay tuned, hit that like and subscribe. We're going to go over all of that content for you in just a couple moments. So stay tuned. All right, welcome back once again, guys. Like I said, we are going to talk about some of this brand new information just came out the past few days from Arcade1up when it comes to the beta tester and also the Dim Mock edition of Street Fighter 2. So Arcade1up has been trying to do collaborations with other companies, other brands for specialty items, and this is no different from any of the other things they've been trying to do. Now, we know that they've been releasing many different kinds of countercades out there, and people are really liking how these countercades are. You're getting the feel of the giant machines in something that's just like $150, $200 kind of device. Well, this particular one is going to be their first real two-player countercade that has come out, and it's going to have the look and feel of your bigger ones. But I think people are going to like how it's going to look. Now, unfortunately, there's a very limited, super limited amount of these coming out. We're going to switch over to my desktop, and we're going to talk about that now. So here it is. It is the Dim Mock Limited Edition Street Fighter 2 two-player countercade. Also, it is going to be autographed by Steve Aoki, who is also the brother of Devin Aoki. And hopefully I said it right. If I didn't say it right, I do apologize. Didn't mean to butcher it. And if you do not know who she is, she played Suki in Too Fast, Too Furious. She was the one in the pink car driving around that apparently didn't have a driver's license up until that point. Go figure. But hey, not all of us are driving around legally, are we? I know I am. So we're going to take a look at this. It is going to be obviously your standard countercade, but it is going to have your two joysticks, and it's going to have your 6 buttons for each one. You're going to have your first and second player button. So if you just want to play, just go ahead and hit the 1 and 2 player button. We also are going to have your standard switches up here, which that's just another picture with a different background. It's going to have your typical Arcade1up power on, volume control kind of buttons. So it's really cool that this is going to be their first one. Now, there's only one downside, though. They are only releasing 30 of these. John D is getting one. I'm assuming he's probably going to get one, and then they're releasing 30 others as well. So it is really cool that they are actually partnering with this particular group. And they've got a little bit of information on here. However, it's not just Street Fighter 2 that's on there. We look at the dimmockcollection.com website, and they get a little bit of information. So it is going to have Street Fighter 2 World Warriors, Street Fighter 2 Champion Edition, Street Fighter 2 Turbo, and also Final Fight. Why Final Fight? Why not? It is $199.99. Obviously, it is sold out. I think it was probably sold out within just a couple minutes of them posting it and showing it off to everybody. Everybody thought that was going to be the actual unveiling announcement that they were going to be letting everybody know on February 11th. That wasn't it. We're not there yet, though. So we're going to take a little more in-depth look at just the actual features they've actually got on the website here. You get the 4 games in one, which is typical for some of the countercades, or really Arcade1up in general. So you get those 4 games you mentioned. It actually has a light-up marquee, which I'm kind of surprised on. They have the smaller one that's going to have a light-up marquee. USB port for controller support, so you're going to be able to actually plug a gaming controller into that. I don't know if it's going to support PlayStation or Xbox, if you're going to have to actually get a PC controller. That I'm not sure. Dimensions 13 inches deep, It is 16.5 inches wide and it is 16 inches high. So not quite a 1.5 feet width or depth. Weight, going to be 11 pounds. Full size, real feel arcade controls, coinless operation. It's got the volume control, clear deck protector, which is good to see because I've seen the people who don't have deck protectors on their actual cabinets and they just look like trash. They've worn them off. They've worn all the colors off, all the paint scheme off because they've played them so much. So it's nice to see that they are still releasing clear deck protectors out, especially for this particular game. On-screen game selection menu, in-game settings menu, plugs and AC outlet, no assembly required. Basically, you're just buying it, taking it out of the box, and plugging it in. Now, it doesn't say anything about online play, so I'm assuming they really haven't nailed that down. I don't think they put that in the new Street Fighter release that they're doing as well, that you guys actually liked a lot of. So I do appreciate you guys checking that video out. If you haven't checked it out yet for the unveiling announcement for the newest Street Fighter 2 machine, I am going to put that up above so you can take a look at that as well. Now, the next thing we're going to look at is the beta tester program that they are actually releasing. So this was the big announcement for February 11th that it seems like John D was really excited about. So are you interested in becoming part of Arcade1up beta tester team? Great news, we're accepting applications to be part of our program. Looking for talented gamers who have an exceptional understanding of gameplay and mechanics. Beta testers in general. If you are a gamer, you are a beta tester, or if you want to try your hand in it, this is what they're requiring. You need to be an NBA Jam owner, Marvel vs. Capcom owner, and X-Men vs. Street Fighter owners. So they want you to have either all three of those, or you need to be one of those owners is basically looking for. But they're always looking for more. So there's probably going to have other games in the future. It's just this is what they're looking for right this particular second. And you can see they have you where you put your name, email, phone number, all the different cabinets that you want to put on here that you feel is relevant. Now, where are you going to get these SKUs? On the back of the actual machine, the back of the panel H. You've built them. You probably have an idea of which one that is, especially if you put a number of them together. I don't know exactly which one that is because I've only built that one back behind me. They're asking you to attach your resume so they know if you've done any kind of testing before. If you haven't, you may not be singled out, but you just have to basically be passionate about why you feel that you're going to be better than anybody else, which is why they ask, tell us what qualifications you have that will make you a great beta tester. Have you actually been a beta tester before? Put down below. I think I beta tested a couple games, but they were open betas. They weren't closed betas to where you actually get paid money to try these games out. I do believe I ended up getting into EverQuest Online on the PlayStation 2 as a beta. Yes, that far back. They were giving away those discs at E3 one year. I took one of them, and it worked out pretty good for me. Looking back, I don't really care too much about EverQuest. A lot of people really did. A lot of people made a lot of money in those games, and they really, really had a good environment for people to go. Nowadays, there's a lot of cussing and screaming and all that when it comes to your online gameplay. Most people would prefer to get into a shooter like Call of Duty or Battlefield. And then you have the people who like the Final Fantasy type games. So not much has really changed realistically. Other than shooters have really taken up more online servers more than anything else these days. But I like all the different kinds of games. There's so many games that are out there that I actually personally like that most of you guys love, which is why you're here. We all have a passion for games, whether arcade, whether classic, whether pinball, any of those kind of things really make a big difference for a lot of people. So hopefully you guys are really able to resonate with a lot of that as well. But that's going to do it for the video today, guys. I appreciate each and every one of you coming out. You're really the reason why I'm still doing this. Again, I apologize for the lack of content lately, but I'm going to try to get on that with more equipment that I'm planning on getting here in the near future. So make sure you hit that like and subscribe, guys. Check out my other videos. And as always, game on.